Hamas Girl Summer.
University of Chicago protesters made a list of ridiculous demands this week for humanitarian aid that they needed, including Plan B, HIV tests, dental dams, not condoms, and other things that they wanted so that they could protest and remain locked in. Real revolutionaries don't need dental dams, you bitches. Get in there and raw dog like a real them.
What did he say?
I thought that's what the face masks were doubling as, dental dam as well. I love that they've also been like demanding all this sex stuff. We all know none of you are having sex. By the way, we've seen the numbers. You're not having sex in your weird tents at your like hippie party. It's a tough thing because you want to have some kind of empathy for these protesters who truly, I get it. You see babies and people being killed and it's your tax dollars hard at work and you're young and you're filled with piss and vinegar and you want to get out there and you want to protest. And I can totally empathize with that and relate to it. I don't want to like on the spirit of the protesters, because I think the good faith interpretation is that they really see something that's happening that's upsetting to them and they want to try and make their voice heard. Now, that being said, you don't have to be so ridiculous.
Well, I guess it's ultimately a question of what kind of community and obligation Columbia feels it has to its students. Do you want students to die of dehydration and starvation or get severely ill, even if they disagree with you? If the answer is no, then you should allow basic, I mean, it's crazy to say because we're on an Ivy League campus, but this is like basic humanitarian aid we're asking for. Like, could people please have a glass of water?
But they did put themselves in that very deliberately in that situation and in that position. So it seems like you're sort of saying, we want to be revolutionaries, we want to take up this building. Now would you please bring us food and water? And
nobody's asking them to bring anything. We're asking them to not violently stop us from bringing in basic humanitarian aid.
They're stopping the delivery of food?
We are looking for a commitment from them that they will not stop it
but
violently.
They haven't stopped it yet.
I don't know to what extent it has been attempted, but we're looking for a commitment.
I hope the world can see now what's really going on out here, because it's getting ridiculous. It's really ridiculous.
The DoorDash demonstrators are cracking me up. I'm sorry. You've gone from being kind of LARPing as like a revolutionary to LARPing as an actual Gazan in Palestine. You're like, you're equating yourself to someone in Gaza saying you need humanitarian aid. This is a PhD student, by the way. This woman is not a 19-year-old. I'll give a lot more rope to the younger kids. This woman should know better than to try and stand there with a serious face and a dude in a midriff behind her, Hamas Girl Summer, and say that we're being declined basic humanitarian aid in the United States because they won't let DoorDash through with Five Guys. You're gonna make it. She actually said people are gonna die of dehydration or something like that. They're gonna end up dehydrated and starving in their library that they've locked themselves in. You guys have convinced yourself, you're real revolutionaries when you wouldn't make it 2 seconds. If you actually had to go fight in a war, you would all come up with bone spurs immediately. All of these Ivy League people would be the first ones looking for some kind of excuse. They'd all be using their mental health and their trauma to get out of going to war, or they'd be going to Canada or shacking up down in Mexico somewhere. They certainly wouldn't be fighting. This is not a real thing. It's so much LARPing. I mean, I love that they really do think like the fact they can't get Five Guys delivered to them is an act of war. And I love the guy behind her who's standing there like he's guarding her like some kind of gay Dothraki. What is with the midriff? It is Hamas Girl Summer. He's got the keffiyeh and the midriff and he's standing there like a bodyguard. What is happening? Macklemore made a video.
Yeah. The problem isn't the protests, it's what they're protesting. Block the barricade until Palestine is free. When I was 7, I learned a lesson from Cuban Eazy-E. What was it again? Oh yeah, f the police. Who gets the right to defend and who gets the right of resistance has always been about dollars and the color of your pigment. The blood is on your hands, bite and we can see it all. And f no, I'm not voting for you in the fall.
My question is, where the F were you when Obama let them cross the line of gassing the Syrians? Where were you all? I didn't see any protesters or hear any protests or have people shutting themselves in and saying, you're not delivering our toothpaste from freaking DoorDash and we're all going to die in here. It was a weird, cringy video. It reminded me of the David Guetta video when he was, I'm sure you all remember that moment. It was during George Floyd and he was at a rooftop Zoom party. And he was like, this one's out for the family of George Floyd. Dropped a beat.
This record is in honor of George Floyd. So, shout out to his family.
It reminds me of that meme that's like, DJs will put anything before they drop the beat.
I don't believe in human rights.
Somehow Zelensky got thrown under the bus in this video as like a leader who's getting money from our wars. It was an interesting rap video. I get it. I get using your platform. People were like, this is how you use your platform. Like, is it?
I mean, it's hard to make jokes about this video because the video is kind of the joke.
And he's like, just like someone said, F the police. I'm like, okay, calm down. You're going to be the first guy that calls the police if somebody breaks into your mansion to try. Like some stalker comes to your house and breaks into your mansion and you're the first guy who's calling the cops, Macklemore. All right. I'm not buying that you're some revolutionary either who's going to be like, you know what? I don't need the police. All these people are fucking LARPers, just like I was this past weekend in New York City.
Oh, yeah. If you want to find out how Bridget's dissident dialogues went, she talks about it behind the paywall.
Yeah. I talked about dissident dialogues behind the paywall. I had quite an adventure, let me tell you, especially on my way home. So that's a reason for you to subscribe. I want to say thank you to all the people who subscribed. Hundreds of you came out in support of our little show that could. It is not anywhere near what we would need to continue to expand and grow this operation as we want to, but it does make a dent and it does make us realize that so many of you are fans and we will keep doing it. And it was a huge boost to my psyche. I needed it. I'm so grateful to you. It really is a very small fraction of our audience who needs to subscribe in order to make a substantial difference in our life. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Many of you said you'd been watching for years and you finally subscribed. And it's $50, guys, for the whole year. That's nothing. If it's something you love and something that you have loved and you have that extra money, just join us in the community. You get so much stuff for that money, too. We try to give you a lot of content. Jaren and I have a podcast behind the paywall. You get workouts, book club. I mean, it's a lot. So join us there. We love you. We're grateful for you. If you can't support us, we understand. But if you can, please do. And to those of you who joined us, welcome to the fam. We're happy to have you. We also have a fun challenge that we're going to be launching this summer. It's not just for subscribers, but we would love to have you involved, and people who are subscribers are the only ones who are going to be able to like post their pictures and stuff with this challenge. So get on in there and get your Hamas Girl Summer on. I'm going to make a Hamas Girl Summer mix because I want to elevate the level of the vibration in this part. Let's get this party started and end racism and genocide. Drop the beat. Drop the bombs. Thank you, Sheath Underwear. I am obsessed. These little booty shorts are the cutest things you've ever seen. Sheath Underwear is our sponsor, Ride or Die. They've been with us a long time. They have a great product for women and men. I use their bras and their undies. They have lots of different styles of undies too. They have a thong. They have regular old little undies. And I wear them for pretty much my everyday use all the time. And they're breathable and they balance my pH and they're so soft and they are just luxurious. As for the men, they have boxer briefs. They've got the dual pouch system, which allows the junk to be separated from the family jewels and separated from the legs. Everything has a nice compartment. It is fantastic and comfortable, and the only underwear my husband wears anymore. It's all I can get him. It's all he wants. Take it from my better half and the true consumer in this household. Go to sheathunderwear.com. Use the code dumpster to get 20% off your whole order. It is Father's Day coming up, so please go out and get your man some new underwear. Lord knows he probably needs them. Go to sheathunderwear.com, use the code dumpster, and get 20% off your entire order. Link is in the description below.